Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2020. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and as you can see, we are going to be playing with with a very peculiar deck to start the stream of today, and we will be playing with these sort of quirky-ish decks in these upcoming days leading up to the Richmond Regional. I honestly Expanded is such a big format that pretty much any deck can work, it seems. So just gotta make the best of what you have. Now, Rampardos is particularly good in Expanded thanks to the Wild Crash attack, because if your opponent's active Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it is knocked out. So that part is really good. Having to pay a triple energy is actually not super easy. However, you can purposely wait to go behind and let the Karate Belt be activated where you are behind in price cards. Your attacks cost fighting less, and if you are behind in price cards, coincidentally counter energy also works. Therefore, you are able to just 1KO any tag team or any basic Pokemon for a single energy attachment. And the really cool part about this is that what evolved Pokemon would you expect to face in Expanded? Mostly Zord, right? Or maybe Carpador. Both are KO'd very easily by a clean hit attack, as it deals 60 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution, this attack does 60 more damage. And if you are behind on prizes, you can actually just attach a Karate Belt and basically get a free KO on those evolved Pokemon without any energy, which is really nice. And Alex, you're on the way to Elite Challenge. You have Hope in Zord Control. Wish you the best of luck with that deck and at the challenge. I really hope it works out for you. And Red Tailman Hype, indeed, thanks so much for hanging out today. So, combined with Rampardos, we do have Caracosta, the 160 HP stage 2 Pokemon as well. The ability Ancient Custom makes it so that Pokemon tool cards attached to your opponent's Pokemon have no effect. So, that really helps out in eliminating annoying tool cards that your opponent might have, like spell tags, escape boards, float stones, choice bands, muscle bands, etc. Whatever they have. But more importantly, we have the Aqua Impact attack, dealing 80 damage and 20 more damage for each colorless in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost. So overall, a pretty decent attack, especially powerful against the fire weak Pokemon such as Rayquaza, which we might see a little bit of in Expanded. So decent attacker for sure. And the Karate Belt plus counter energy actually goes works out exactly the same as with Rampardos. Now, we are guaranteed to start Jirachi. It is the only basic Pokemon we have in the deck. So we will always start with one of our 4 Jirachis, and afterwards on turn 1 we're really looking for Pokemon Research Lab so that we can bench 2 of our Pokemon that evolved from unidentified fossil, and we also have 4 of the unidentified fossils ourselves. And Leoncio, thank you so much. Glad to see you around on YouTube. And Chris, thank you so much as well for being here. RSG Unkind, thanks so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who's watching right now. So this is an idea of, with the deck, we do have Skylots, which directly searches for the Pokemon Research Lab, but of course we don't want to 100% rely on that, so we are playing Build, Cynthia, and Guzma for our supporters. We have our VS Seekers, we have Computer Search, we have Energy Lodo, we have our Adventure Bag to get escape boards, but also search for the Karate Belts. And then energy-wise, we have our 4 Strong, our Super Boost, our 4 Counter Energy, and our single Fighting Energy. So a lot of potential right here in this deck. Let's see what we can do with it. And it has some really good matchups against the tag team decks, I would say. But against anything that's not a tag team or a GX-based deck, it can suffer a little bit because energies are a little bit hard to come back. I better make it to Worlds, bro. I will definitely be making it to Worlds. There's no way I will be missing Worlds this year. What I have yet to determine is whether I will be playing directly in day 2 or whether I will be grinding through day 1. And Brazil in 3 weeks time will definitely determine a lot of that. A good Brazil run will definitely give me a nice points boost and encourage me to to really grind out for the day 2, but a poor Brazil run might make it so that I chill and just save up money for the day 1, which wouldn't be terrible either. And yeah, some sponsored talk-ish might be happening right now, so we'll see if that ends up panning out, and if it does, then maybe you guys will be seeing me at way more events than you have been so far. How did I get an unlocked account? Unlocked accounts are only given to people who essentially help Pokemon with their content, right? So I'm basically, this is called a marketing account, right? So I'm essentially helping Pokemon do marketing for their brand, right? For free, because they don't pay me anything. So they in turn gave me access to this account so that I can continue to make videos and have a much easier time making said videos. So there's no like prerequisites to get an unlocked account. They have content creators that they see, that they appreciate the work they do, and some of us have them, some don't. It's entirely dependent on the Pokemon company. So there's no way for anyone like to do A, B, and C and then just get an unlocked account. Yeah. Indeed, Red. Indeed, it is definitely better to qualify directly for day 2 than take the day 1 grind. The thing is, in order to qualify directly for day 2, you have to be very active throughout the season, and you have to travel internationally quite a bit, which I've done before, right? It's just with some of the changes that they did so far, it's actually not as easy to do lately, but I'm definitely not opposed to it, and it's definitely much better to go for the day 2 invite rather than for the day 1 grind. Indeed. No, you don't pay for it. Hello, Sebastian, how are you doing? You definitely don't pay for it though. I mean, you pay for it by attending a lot of international tournaments, but then you actually have to do well at those international tournaments in order to obtain the day 2 invite. So for me to get a day 2 invite, I need to be amongst the top 8 Latin American players. Hello, Swift. Septal, I am doing well, thank you. How about yourself? Yeah, thank you to everyone who's here right now. Thank you so much to everyone who's here right now. Alright, so it seems like we're up against a toolbox-ish deck based on Mew Mew. I would assume there's a Mew Mew, just as I'm mentioning. There's Mega Mewtwo EX, there's Kingdra, there's Noivern, so the item lock will certainly be annoying to deal with, not gonna lie. Especially if my opponent is able to pull it off right here on turn 1, and he has 2 possibilities. He could pull it off through a DC and Quaking Punch, or with Dimension Volley plus a Prism Energy. However, my opponent already played a Sky Field, and there's a Dimension Volley in the discard pile, so far, unless that Computer Search gets him the DC, we might get another turn of items, which is awesome, right? Which is definitely awesome. There's the DC, so we are going to see the Quaking Punch right off the bat, which is not fun at all, right? No fun at all. Not much I can actually do about it, though. Not much I can actually. Mew 3 so boring to play against. And what deck am I bringing to Worlds? There's still like 3 or 4 sets to go before Worlds. Worlds is in August. Right now we're in October. So there's still so many sets to come out that it's impossible for me to tell you what deck I'm bringing to Worlds right now. Wait, what? Evan did 50. What attack did he use? Oh, Psychic Infinity, because I have resistance. So maybe he thought he was going to knock me out. Turns out he doesn't. Alright. So let's set up our Rampardos. Hello Zachary, thanks so much for being here. Set up our Rampardos, and then I don't want to end my opponent really. So I'm gonna Stellar Wish for a Karate Belt, I guess. Just to attach to the other person. And then I'll go ahead and attach this energy, because if I get this removed, then it's completely okay. There's no way for me to get a price off of this Guzma. I'm also 3-hit KOing basically everything, so I'm just gonna pass here, let my opponent take down the Jirachi, and then I will wall crash, so we're trading 1 for 3 prizes. Alright. By then there will be triple teams? Maybe. I mean, we are getting new Sword and Shield, like a new generation always brings new mechanics and stuff, so the Sword and Shield sets should definitely shake things up quite a bit, and hopefully it produces some cool things, right? Okay, so my opponent chooses to Quaking Punch and still doesn't KO me. Did I? Yeah, I did Stellar Wish last turn. Alright, I'm happy with the Pokemon Research Lab just to get more Pokemon out. And again, I want to hold on to the counter energy. My opponent will certainly discard either Shaman. No, the Hoopa, I would imagine. No, it chooses the Shaman, alright. So I'm just going to Research Lab here. Get a little more variety going on my bench. And then, afterwards, I'm just going to knock out the Mew Mew. Now, one thing I have found with this deck is that you don't go too far behind before you're able to respond, so finding a better way to power up these guys would be fantastic. I don't, like, how could I advance fighting energy more specifically? Because there's only Elixir, right? Elixir allows you to advance fighting energy, but now this is gonna be interesting. My opponent does have the Field Blower, that's completely okay. He's going to use Crystal Ray. And he's going to say, oh, I'm going to prevent all damage done to me, ha ha ha. But then, what's going to happen is Wild Crash doesn't do damage. It just knocks out the Pokemon, so no worries here, no worries. I still get the effect. I feel like since I have the energy, I'm not even going to end here. Well, no, I should end, because afterwards I'm going to be left with 3. If I end to 3, that would be terrible-ish. I also get the possibility to bench the Jirachi and attach the escape board to it. That's pretty nice. And yeah, let's just Wild Crash. My opponent definitely not very aware of the mechanics. Crystal Ray only prevents damage, not effects of attacks. So the only way to prevent that would have been with a Magyarna EX in play. That would have prevented the effect from Wild Crash and also the damage, so he would have essentially been immune to what I just did. However, maybe there's merit to playing Silent Labs in this, or even Power Plant as a secondary stadium, just to make sure that you can bypass such effects, right? Maybe there is merit to that. Tank Jirachi, right? Jirachi was 3-hit KO'd against that tag team. How crazy is that? Maybe you can use Electro GX. I mean, Electro GX is not bad at all, because of the fact that you can go behind in prices and therefore activate your counter energies and activate your thingies, your Karate Belts. However, it is a basic Pokemon that you definitely don't want to start with, but I wouldn't be opposed to playing a 2-2 line of Electrode or even a 2-2 line of Milotic. But then you also need a way to get energy into a discard pile, right? Is there isn't that the reason why Mewtwo doesn't run Glacier and Jolteon EXs anymore? I mean, did it ever run them? Hello, Panda Bus. Like, I don't feel there's been an established Mewtwo deck that ran them, and now it doesn't. Right? I don't know. We're just gonna clean hit for 80. I also thought of the Anti-Prism here, but then I would probably need to start running Float Stones as well as a Skateboard, so it starts to get a little convoluted. Ugh. And Pwn7085, thank you so much. Doing this YouTube thing is something new, that's for sure. I'm hoping people will enjoy it, and I figured there's a lot of people who either don't use Twitch or just don't watch me on Twitch, and therefore it was worth it to give the platform a try, right? Give the new platform a try and see if people enjoy it, and then if they don't, then that's fine, right? That is completely fine. Okay, so my point, well, Crystal Ray. So once again, I need to wait until I'm down in prizes in order to actually deal with this guy. All right, so here's the plan, I think. The plan is to set up the Caracosta. That's gonna be my third stage 2, and then I'm just gonna search for the super boosts. I'm gonna hard retreat, and then I should be okay, right? Should be okay, should. So I'm gonna computer search for the super boost. And I'll go ahead and retreat. Very nice that this guy has a 2 retreat cost, right? Very appreciated. I could have just attached to the active, but I don't want to lose the super boost if I don't have to. And then, do I Cynthia? I feel like I Cynthia. I'm looking for a Guzma next turn, right? So why not Cynthia? No Guzma, right? No Guzma. If I play the Research Lab, I can't bench the Jirachis and then discard them. With the Research Lab, my opponent won't get to discard the Seismitoad, so I'm very happy with that. And we're gonna go ahead and Wall Crash. Goodbye, Glacian. I'm not dealing damage, I am simply KOing the Pokemon, and there's a victory. Perfect. Perfect. I totally am. That is exactly accurate. If you are watching live on YouTube, stay with me, and if you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. So either you're watching live on YouTube or you're not watching live, but either way, you are watching on YouTube, right? Exactly right. Okay, so I think I figured out all the kinks for YouTube streaming so far. So I think the plan for possibly the rest of the year, so from now until the end of December, is to stream on YouTube. And then if the support is there, I'll continue to do so. Otherwise, we can just go back to Twitch. It's no big deal, right? But I figured, why not give this new project a try, right? In terms of trying to keep innovating, keep bringing cool stuff to the channel. I think focusing on YouTube makes sense. Now this hand is not ideal, especially going second. We do get Mulligan, so that gets us closer to a Skylab or a Pokemon Research Lab, so that's really good. And it seems like we're up against Lucario, so an evolution Pokemon that's not weak to fighting will certainly cause this problems. Thank you so much, Unkind, for the like. You are very kind, unlike your username says. Thank you very much. Alright, so having 2 Cranidos in hand is also not great. Here. Because I can't Pokemon Research Lab those, right? So this is gonna be a battle of attrition, right? But I don't mind going behind. If I can find the stadium though, that would be fantastic. I won't find it immediately. But at least I get a Cynthia to get a second chance, so I'll do that. And then let's go ahead and Pokecom away a Cranidos for another Jirachi, because this one's definitely going down. And then I think I'm even going to... Oh, I can't attach energy? What? Oh, it's not a fighting Pokemon. That's why I can't. Silly Pablo. Silly Pablo. Here are some M&Ms. Thank you, HWM. Those don't quite work the same here as in Twitch, right? Those don't quite work the same, but I appreciate the sentiment all the same. Thank you so much, HWM. I guess the equivalent to bits are super chats here, right? Super chats are the equivalent to bits. There's no other way to go about it. There's no customizable super chats, unfortunately. All right, so it is going to take a while to KO this Lucario. Well, actually, no, we're gonna be 2-hit KOing, which is pretty good. We don't mind the Sudowoodo, really. It's not a big deal. Open TCGs. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words. That really means a lot. It really means a lot. Okay, so if I promote the Jirachi, I am essentially giving up on my attack, probably. But my hand is so bad that I think I need to do this. The Guzma is okay. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Carry Belt that guy. I'm gonna attach energy here. I'm gonna Stellar Wish for the Cynthia. Thank you very much. Could have grabbed the escape board, but if I get the escape board off of this, that's cool. If not, then it's no big deal. And like I said, I don't mind being behind in prizes, honestly. Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna discard the unidentified fossil. And then I'm going to Pokemon Research Labs. I feel like these two are good. Right, the Cranido Swarm. I don't think I'm gonna want to. Well, I mean, I'm never gonna want kill, so the disabling the Focus Ashes doesn't really matter. So I might as well just get all 4 Cranidos out. Alright. The blue deck box is for Sonic the Hedgehog indeed. That's right. Wrong deck box. And Alejandro, thank you so much. Hope we will meet in November 2nd in League Cup. We will. If you're going to the GameSmart League Cup this Saturday, then I will 100% be there. I actually live 5 minutes away from GameSmart, so I will definitely 100% be there. Alright, so we lose our Cranidos, but my opponent... Wait, what? We don't lose our Cranidos. That was very weird. That was a very weird decision by my opponent. I guess he really wanted to... I don't understand what my opponent just did. Guess he really just wanted to get the first hit in. His hand must not be very good. Well, no, that was terrible. He could have just attached the energy and knocked out my Jirachi and been even further ahead. Well, I guess it works, or it helps if I don't get anything. I guess that helps, that's for sure. If I attach the Karate Belt and done 70 and the next turn 140, that would have been a knockout, so that was an oversight. I did not expect to completely whiff though. He forgot he wasn't playing Golisabad indeed. Squad goals on the bench, that's for sure though. Okay, so there's Acerola. So my opponent will be able to get this knockout. Me hitting for 70 doesn't end up making a difference, so that's good. Focus Hash, like I said, also does not matter at all. So can our Rampardos actually deal with my opponent's Lucarios? I'm hoping. Next card. It's always the next card, isn't it? It's always the next card. Alright, so I'm gonna evolve this guy, because I'd rather not lose the energy. And then I'm liking Skylam for a fossil. I don't think I'll have much time to research lab again, and then let's definitely Stellar Wish. There's a fossil. I guess the rescue stretcher makes sense. That way I can put the 2 Granidos and the Rampardos back. And then let's just retreat. And I wish I could use Wild Crash, but oh well. So now my opponent has to choose whether he Acer Rolls us and does 140 damage, or whether he attaches energy and knocks me out. That Diancie definitely changes things. That was probably his prize card. Thank you, Alex. That's very kind. Legend has it when you shake your hands, M&Ms appear like magic. Oh, really? I should give that a try then. Nope, not quite. Okay, so we lose our Karate belts. Not the biggest of deals. We're essentially a prize behind, right? Not the biggest of deals. I am going to end my opponent right here. I can Rescue Stretcher. I have counter energy still available. I have my super boost. I think we're still okay. I think we are still okay. So let's put back our friends. Now let's attach energy here. And then let's go for an N. We bring down my opponent from 4 to 3, not the biggest of deals. But I whiff a Rampardos yet again. Pokecom, nope, no Pokecom, no Ultra Wall. Amazing. Amazing. How? And open TCGs, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Now I'm in trouble. Now I am actually in trouble. Oh, this is terrible. Thank you so much, Open TCGs. Very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's the Ultra Wall. Just a little too late, my friend. Just a little bit too late. Darn. This turn is what's going to cost us the game. If I could have retaliated here after ending my opponent down to 3, that would have been fantastic. Now, though, I definitely think we are in a lot of trouble. Unless all my opponent does is attack me, which would be fantastic. No, he hits the Ultra Ball, he hits the Octillery, he even had a Cynthia. Pretty annoying. Our only hope is that the Octillery is prized. Is the Octillery the other card? No, it's an Acer Roll. Okay, so the Octillery is in fact prized. The Octillery is in fact prized. Okay. So hopefully next turn my opponent won't be able to get a knockout. But now things are looking very dicey. Very, very dicey. Alright. So let's go ahead and Stellar Wish for the research lab. So we are going to Ultra Ball away that and the unidentified fossil for our silly Rampardos. How did we not hit it last turn? That's 2 turns we whiffed a big attack. Alright, so then we'll retreat. Well, I'm gonna Skylam for an N for next turn. Hopefully my opponent didn't find the Octillery, right? Hopefully. And then I guess I attach the energy here and we'll go ahead and clean hit. I can't Wild Crash, well I can, but then nothing happens. My opponent has used this GX attack, so the most he can do right now is 70 damage. Unless he has a switching card of some sort. His prize was the Octillery. If we had knocked out the Lucario last turn, he would not have gotten a prize last turn, he would not have freed up the Octillery, etc, etc. Not today, Leoncio. What I usually do is I play against people on Fridays. Yeah, so if I'm streaming on Friday, that's when I'll be trying to play against you guys. There's the Acerola. There's the Acerola. I mean, my opponent is going to be 10 damage short of the knockout, which is great. Which is definitely great. Probably not good enough. Now my N is completely worthless. Now my N is completely worthless. And eventually my opponent will be able to just tear me apart. So that, well, I mean, I missed one part of those 2 turns. Those 2 turns were such a big deal. Such a big deal. I've lost here. I have 100% lost right here. I already have Rampardos in my hand. I mean, do I retreat them? Is that what I do? I guess I do, right? Give myself a fighting chance. Give myself a fighting chance. Yeah, sorry, Leoncio. Like, I try to be fair, so it's either I give everyone a chance to battle against me, or like I can't play favorites, you know? So I think it's important to be fair to everyone, so eventually we'll have viewer matches. Yeah, usually on Fridays is when I do that. This Thursday we got Cosmic Eclipse, so we should be streaming a lot of that this weekend, or this week rather, at least Thursday and Friday. Are you going to Richmond, Leoncio, or to Portland? Okay, so there's the energy, and there's a Juniper, so my opponent needs a Floatstone. Oh no, not even a Floatstone helps him. You actually play that card. Alright. Okay, so maybe retreating has given me hope. Maybe retreating has given me hope. Definitely need to attach here. And we're finally going to take our first 2 prizes. Finally. The good thing is my opponent evolved. Therefore, he cannot KO me this turn either. So that's really good. And decides to promote the Lele, attaches to the bench Lucario, goes for a Karina. Yeah, so if my opponent gets another energy onto Lucario, we have lost. Unless he benches another basic GX. Or unless he decides to retreat and lets me attack this Lucario. And then he heals it with another BS Seeker. That would also do it for him. That would also do it for him. Unless I top deck that friend and then I attack with this guy. Well, then an Acerola wins it for him. It wins it for him anyways, though. Okay, so I think that's the plan. Let him, or encourage him to Acerola this guy. And then attack him with this, and he can't KO me. And then maybe, I don't know. It's not looking great. Yeah, that energy means he can KO this guy. He's gonna be down 2 Lucarios. You have to assume a 3rd one and a Rescue Stretcher. Yeah, so... Okay, go for it, Leoncio, go for it. Okay, so... I kind of want an N here. Okay, I do get it. I do get the N. Now we need my opponent to whiff. We need my opponent to whiff right here. I'll replace the stadium. I mean, we're definitely going to lose this one, but this is the play that gives me a fighting chance, right? If my opponent whiffs, we win, right? If my opponent whiffs, we win. Because we go Guzma, counter energy. If my opponent still had 2 energy, 2 prizes to go, we would be in a fantastic position. Once again, the Silent Lab disabling this guy would be huge. Silent Lab disabling the Diancie would in fact be huge. There's the other non-GX. There's the Octillery play. And finds the Guzma. Oh, that was going to win it for him anyways, right? I definitely think this was our game. I definitely think that loss is way below the expectation of this deck. Any Rampardos in either of those two turns and it would have been completely different. Oh well. Oh well, we will keep going. We will keep going. Alright. Oh, I didn't hit you, Leoncio, but I did hit Andrew Mahone. I did hit Andrew Mahone. And we get a pretty decent start. We are going second. We are indeed going second. Alright. So let's see what we can do against Andrew Mahone. We are very distinctly missing a draw supporter from our current lineup. So this Ultra Ball might be dedicated to a second Jirachi. We are up against Night March. So probably a really bad matchup. Probably. And by probably, I mean definitely. By probably, I mean definitely. Night March is going to be a absolutely horrible matchup for this deck. Easily fixed, right? By playing an Oricorio. Easily fixed. But alright, there's a Dimension Valley, there's the Dene. That Dene will be useful in trying to even out the price trade-off. So that's good, right? That's good news. That's good news that he benched that. And yeah, these sort of decks always have a super long turn one. Being able to Pokemon Research Lab and counter the Dimension Valley will also be useful. But through the use of teammates, I fully expect him to be able to continually get an attacker going. So the sooner we KO the Dene, the better. The question is, can we actually get 6 attackers going? The answer will probably be no. We'll see. We shall see. Alright, so underwhelming turn, I'd say, for Andrew. That's for sure. And then let's go ahead and Stellar Wish. We do find, I guess the fossil is as good as anything. So we're gonna play the fossil, and then in case my Jirachi goes down, well, I do have this, and I do have, it's just, okay, can I hit this? I can. So I'm gonna grab, what, the counter energy? Now I'll grab the strong. Do I set up another Jirachi? I feel like I should. Definitely feels like I should. 2 Jirachis are prized. Hello, native friend. So it's a miracle. Well, no, actually, never mind. That doesn't affect the mulligans at all. Alright. Hello, Iberserg. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. Alright, so we'll see what happens here. We shall see what happens. Andrew knows of one of the cards in my hand. He does need a escape rope, or a switch, or a floatstone, or a Guzma in order to get a KO along with the energy plus Well, there's enough Night Marchers already, so that's not the biggest of deals. What did he get? A Joltik. So he is gearing up for the attack. It's really cool that my my Granidos can actually just knock out the Joltik. I don't need to set up a Rampardo, so that's good news. That is certainly good news. So maybe I just don't promote the Jirachi, right? And yeah, we are up against Andrew Mahone indeed. So 7 Pokemon already in the discard pile, about to be more. Is where, of course, Oricorio. And I mean, I would be opposed to playing Oricorio in this. Like 1 Oricorio, 1 Hoopa maybe? 1 Oricorio, 1 Sudowoodo, I don't know. But like 1 Oricorio wouldn't be terrible if that completely swings a matchup. So the Compressor discarded Sycamore Ranger and teammates. I am surprised at that Sycamore top discard. I am indeed surprised. There's the stadium replacement, not the end of the world. How have fossils been so far in Expanded? We're 2 games in. We very easily won the first game against a Mew 3 tag team deck. We lost against a Lucario auxiliary deck, which I honestly don't think was a good measure of the deck. We whiffed a Rampardos twice in a row, so that was a big deal. That was a big deal. If we hadn't whiffed it in either time, I feel like we would have had a very good chance. Yeah. Game next turn. I haven't tested Zapdos in Expanded recently. I did play Zapdos in Expanded. I did play Zapdos in Expanded when, like back in Toronto, back in March, I think. So I know it's pretty decent, and the Prism Energy definitely helps it out. Right? The Prism Energy definitely helps it out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 with this guy, so I guess I do evolve. Just to have the extra HP, right? Just to have the extra HP. On this clean hit. We get a clean hit, 160 damage to the poor 30 HP Joltik. Like what we are relying on, that Granidos is a nice Pokemon to grab. What we are relying on is to eventually be able to go Guzma KO Dedenne or Guzma KO Shaman with our Wild Crash attacks in order to turn around the game. Andrew is sweating your deck, waiting for the dinosaur. I would imagine so. So yeah, I mean, Zapdos in Expanded, Zapdos Beast in Expanded makes a lot of sense, right? It definitely makes a lot of sense. Okay, we have yet to play a supporter though, so that's really sad. As is usually a case when we play against other streamers. That's what ends up happening. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we had Ricorio, this would be pretty much over. Okay, so not the nicest of top decks. I mean, I guess I'll grab the escape board. It makes my next turn much easier, which is nice. So 4, 5, 6, 7. He did play the Electro Power. So we know he can. The issue is I'm gonna run out of attackers. That's the issue. So do I go like this? Just to keep the Rampardos in case I can go after the Dedenne. And Corkscrew Punch. Okay, so our prize is an Ultra Ball. At least after we lose this guy, we can freely get a Stellar Wish without having to worry about retreating. And you've been Theory Moning a Mew Mew Elizabeth deck that is functionally a tankier Zapdos plus other Mew Mew attack options as opposed to Beasts. Okay, that's fair. I like the idea behind Mew Mew Elizabeth actually. Don't particularly like the limited damage output, but I like the idea behind it. And having Jirachi in any deck is always nice for the added consistency. I have not tried Whizzing for Expanded. No, I have not. No, I have not tried Whizzing for Expanded. Alright, so this is just a trade of attackers. But, I mean, unless I find a Cynthia into a double, like, fossil, right? Into double unidentified fossil, it's not looking great for me. Right here, it's not looking great for me. Alright, so obviously we're promoting the Jirachi. I'll take a counter energy that's useful. I mean, this gets me another knockout, right? With this. Ugh, so bad though. I mean, he is also running out of Joltix. And, ooh, so his Rescue Stretcher is in the discard pile. I mean, I basically need the unidentified fossil, otherwise I'm dead here, right? This potentially allows me to keep attacking. So I guess it's a matter of who runs out of attackers first, maybe. Clean hit. I mean, with VS Seekers, you can have even more than that, right? Okay, this gets me guaranteed knockout next turn on a Joltik. Not on that guy, though. Not on that guy. Yeah, we are kind of dead here. We are kind of dead. Can I test Whizzing for Expanded? I don't have a list built just yet. Right? Well, but I can try. I can try again next turn. Yeah, we're in trouble. I think we're dead here. Because now I don't have knockouts. Now I do. Well, I do, I guess, if I find a Kuzma. But then I get return KO'd, and then that's it. And then that's it. Now, I didn't play a single supporter. That's not good enough at this point. That is not good enough. How do I beat someone without playing supporters? Happens every time I play against another streamer. Every single time. Alright. So my only win condition is for them to whiff one turn. Right? It's the only way. If Andrew whiffs an attack, one turn. So this is not useful, this is not useful. Now I need a... That's the first supporter I've played today. Okay, the research lab is what I needed, right? In terms of surviving. I'll do this in case I can set up the dude, then the flowstone doesn't work anymore. Play a new Golurk, no supporters for 160. Yeah, that would work. Finds the TCE. Okay, so now I need a magical N. A magical N that will give me a counter energy. A magical N that will give me a counter energy, basically. And a Rampardos, both things. Alright. 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 Is this the sort of situation where the deck gives me hope and then completely betrays me? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I have 4 of the other dudes and I have 2 of these, and this is the one I get. One supporter. One supporter. Ridiculous. Every time against the streamer. Every single time. Oh well. Closing thoughts on Turbo Dark. Turbo Dark seems like it's going to be one of the best decks. Obviously, when we showcased the game, it wasn't one supporter. When we showcased the deck, it wasn't great, right? When we showcased the deck, it wasn't great. Maybe a more streamlined version of only Dark Energies is probably going to be better. But I do think it's going to be a popular choice, and I think it's a very powerful deck overall. Yeah, I do think it's a very powerful deck overall. But yeah, that will be all for the fossils. Very disappointing. I feel like the deck is much better than the video showed. When you find your Rampardos and when you find supporters, you are actually in a pretty okay spot. But when you whiff both, then it's actually really, really difficult to win any game, right? So I invite you to try out the deck. Definitely think it's worth your time. It could be a kind of a sleeper pick for Richmond, and the combination of counter energy plus Guardian Belt I think is actually pretty powerful. Does Nightmare still stand a chance for Virginia? I think so. The Electro Bars allow you to bypass the damage ceiling and get the 1 KOs on the attack teams. If you encounter random Oricorius, then you're gonna be in trouble. But overall, I do think it's a solid option. Yeah, I do think it's a solid option. But yeah, we are going to be moving on to whichever deck you guys in chat decide to vote for. You can either choose Expanded Mega Rayquaza, yeah, or you can choose Zord Radicate. Whichever deck you guys want to see, that's the one I will play. Let me know in chat, and I will be right back in just a second with your choice. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2020. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are now moving on to a Mega Ray deck, which I saw posted on a font. I don't exactly remember who posted it, but huge props to them. I believe they got like decent result at a league up, and I saw this and I thought it looked pretty solid, so I figured featuring it on stream was a good idea. The triple acceleration energy is what makes Mega Ray actually a potential, or it makes it potentially better than it used to be, because you can use the attack Emerald Break, dealing 30 damage times the number of your benched Pokemon. So a really cool attack, kind of like Zorg. You can deal up to 240 damage if you have 8 benched Pokemon. Of course, Sudowoodo is a problem. However, with the help of Alolan Muk, we are going to stop opposing Sudowoodo from actually wrecking us by disabling their ability. Now, we do have the Rayquaza Spirit Link so that we can Mega Evolve immediately without losing our turn, but we also have Maciarna's Change Clothes, which allows us to put back the Spirit Link and attach a Choice Band in case we need to hit for 270 damage with our Emerald Break attack, allowing us to 1KO the 270 HP tactics. Now, the engine relies on Hoopa finding Shaymins and our Rayquaza pieces, drawing a lot of cards, thinning, utilizing Execute to keep the Pokemon coming back. We have for Skyfield to make sure that we have 8 bench spots. We have Ultra Volts and Treasures to find the Hoopas, the Lele's, and our Muk as well, along with the Marshadow. So it's a very offensive deck. We don't have any Sycamore. The pieces are too valuable to lose, although we do play one of the Dene. And we do play Karen as a potential counter to Mew Mew, but also as a potential counter to the Night March decks, such as the one we faced just now. So let's jump into the ladder and see if we can get a little better results with this than the Fossils deck. And remember, these aren't Fossils. We've already played the Fossils deck, so for the last hour. So you arrived a little late for that, but you will be able to see the replay of the video tomorrow on the channel. So we get to go first. That's awesome. And Red the Reckless, you didn't play during the Mega Pokemon expansions. How does Mega Evolving work? So Mega Evolving, ooh, what a terrible hand. Mega Evolving is just like Evolving, except you lose, like when you Mega Evolve, your turn ends, right? Unless the Pokemon you are Mega Evolving has a Spirit Link attached, such as the Rayquaza Spirit Link. Then that allows you to, I guess it's that it changed time. That allows you to Mega Evolve without losing your turn. So you have that small drawback of having to find your Spirit Link and attach it to the Pokemon you want to Mega Evolve before you actually get to Mega Evolve. Alright, so this is looking a little bit better now. We are going to this. We'll get 2 of these guys and 1 of this. And then the ideal thing we want to bench is actually the Grimer. And I guess because of this situation, we would like to have the Psychic type Grimer rather than the Dark type. Not the best hand, that's for sure. However, we can Battle Compressor away the Colress and the Karen. I don't think that's going to be super necessary, and we can Colress Steal this turn, which is great. Don't think I'll be needing Hoopa either, so I'll just thin that guy. And then let's go for a Colress here. Alright. So you're about to see it, Red. If I get the Spirit Link, I do get the Spirit Link, however, I do not get a Mega Ray. So I'm gonna attach them, and I feel like I should just play the Wow. This is terrible. Well, it depends on what my opponent has, right? I will definitely play this for the colors. The issue is that execute now is going to be stuck in the active because it's not even KO'd by the Seismitoad. Alright. So we get Quaking Punched, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. We didn't get to Mega Evolve. Off the Let Loose, my opponent finds an Ultra Ball, so he will be able to establish Lele, probably for Sycamore, or Dedenne into a fresh new hand. Does discard the Muck, meaning he wants to find Sudowoodo, of course. What? Wow. That's so bad. Why would you ever Ultra Ball for Execute instead of just another Zorua? That is such a greedy play by my opponent. Such a greedy play. Okay. I honestly wouldn't mind him replacing this stadium right here. That's going to be for Sudowoodo. 100%. That's going to be for Sudowoodo. No, not Sudowoodo. Okay. So my opponent playing this very weirdly. I really hope he finds a stadium. I really hope he finds the Beer Bank Stadium so that my execute goes down. That would be fantastic. Does find the DCE, will Quaking Punch, and that means I'm going down in between turns. Just perfect. Just perfect. Alright, so I'm gonna call Res for a bunch of cards. What I'm looking for is a Grimer, but which is now much more difficult to find. Really? Wow. Not a single playable card. Okay, to say we are in trouble would be the understatement of the year. I mean, at least we have Lele, I guess. We Lele for the other Colress. Nice timing by my opponent. We Lele for the other Colress and hope to find Mega Ray plus triple acceleration energy. That's the dream. That's the dream. We have 3 triple acceleration energy left. We need each of them to get us 2 prize cards. Otherwise, we are not winning here. Unless my opponent somehow whiffs the item lock at some point. Okay, so there's the Lele. For an N, not great. Not great. Yeah, the Quaking Punch is just too strong. Alright. Well, that certainly helps. I think I'm gonna bench the Lele just so I can draw more cards. Gonna bench the Lele just so I can draw more cards off the Skyfield. And the 2 executes. I mean, not off of the Skyfield, off of the Colress. Those Sudowoodo is really surprising. But I guess that deck doesn't run it. Alright. There we go. Okay, so look, the rule says the Mega Evolution rule. When one of your Pokemon becomes a Mega Evolution Pokemon, your turn ends. But the Spirit Link says your turn does not end if the Pokemon discard is attached to becomes Mega Rayquaza EX. Alright, so we get to Mega Evolve. Our turn does not finish. We get to play that. And then we get to Propagation. Twice, in fact. We get to Propagation twice. We bench both of them. And then we're going to draw 13 cards of this Colress. 13. I'll get the Acerola, sure. I have 2 triples. And my special charge is prized. So that is really, really bad news. I need one of my 2 triple acceleration energy right here. What can I say? What can I say? Stay positive, right? Yay, Quaking Punch. Yay, this game is fun. Oh well. Peel Blower. Should get rid of this Spirit Link. Yep, and my Stadium. So goodbye Execute, goodbye Execute. Goodbye Marshadow, sure. So now, not only do I need to top deck the Skyfield, but I also need to top deck the Energy. I mean, the good thing is my opponent 8-hit KOs me, but then there's Hypnotoxic Laser to consider, etc, etc, etc. It's just silly. Can't seem to catch a break today. Can't seem to catch a break today. Oh well. Okay, Burbank City, be a Seeker, an N. Yep, an N. We are also down 2 stadiums, which is really bad. We need each stadium to get me a KO. Yeah, I don't know my opponent Quaking, but there's no way I'm going to win this. So let's just find a better game. Let's just find a better game. I mean, if I had gotten a knockout, I wouldn't have been in a much better position anyways. Right? I would not have been in a much better position anyways, but... Why did I open that? Okay, let's just find another match here. Let's just find another match. Let's just find another match right here. All right. Yep, that would sum it up pretty nicely. That would sum it up pretty nicely. And this beautiful hand. I mean, it's not a terrible hand, honestly. It's not a terrible hand thanks to the treasure. And we are up against Greninja. We are up against Greninja. Alright, underwhelming-ish turn for my opponent, though not really. So I'm gonna treasure for the Hoopa. And then I'll go ahead and Hoopa for double Ray plus Shaman. Right? I think that makes sense. And then I'll go ahead and bench. Don't need the choice band, so I'll dash the choice band over here. Definitely play this. And then, yeah, I'm gonna treasure away the Acerola for the Let Loose Marshadow, or I could fail it. I feel like I'm gonna keep the Let Loose Marshadow, because that might be useful against my opponent. And then we're gonna go ahead and set up for 4. And a very awkward hand, sure. Definitely discarding the Karen, and I think the Be a Seeker for yet another Shaman, I think. Well, there's an argument for the Dene, honestly. There is an argument for the Dene. My Flowstone is prized, but I can steal Guzma to get a turn 1 KO. Sure, I'll Dene. So goodbye Let Loose Marshadow, I think it's fine. Goodbye Mega Ray, I think that's also fine. I have 2 others. Alright. So I'm going to, well, I only have 1 more. I'll discard the Mog, I'll discard the Compressor. I have 3 VS Seekers left. I think I'm gonna discard the Guzma. I won't get an attack of this turn, right? If I do this. But I have to, otherwise, like I need to Colress. I need to Colress, so I'll bench this. I'll bench the egg because why not? And we'll go ahead and do this. Alright, so what I'm going to do then is, so you're about to see, once I Mega Evolve into Mega Ray, my turn will in fact end. See, without clicking on done, my turn ends. Alright. Alright. So we see the Frogadier. Not much else happening for my opponent apparently. Well, there's an Ultra Ball. Ooh, discarding Sycamore and Faba. Interesting. There's a Staryu. And then we get End. As expected, I guess. As expected. Another Frogadier, another Froggy, so very nice. Alright, well we do get to KO a Frogadier right here. We do get to KO a Frogadier thanks to this VS Seeker into Guzma. The issue is afterwards, we literally don't have anything to do. And that is a problem. No room on this deck for links? Yeah, I do have Spirit Links. There they are. Flowstone. Poor timing on the Flowstone. I did have Spirit Links, I just didn't find them the turn before. But I do have them. I do indeed have them. Alright, now we get now my opponent uses Cynthia instead of N. We would have loved an N here for sure. There's the Dive Ball. And I would imagine Shadow Stitching. What's that is Ray, Mega Ray from, they are from, I have no clue, Breakpoint maybe? Breakthrough, Breakpoint perhaps? I'm honestly not 100% sure. Okay, so my opponent decides to Moonlight Slash. Oof, what a top deck. What a top deck. Okay, so I'm gonna change clothes. Get this back. And I guess I can attach it here, and then I'll Flowstone this guy, and then I will Dowsing Machine these two for a Colress. Greninja is better than Sora Seismitoad and Expanded? Potentially? Potentially. Alright, so let's do this. And then I kind of like doing this. And my Rescue Stretcher is in there. And then we'll go Emerald Break for the KO. Now, even with a Shadow Stitching, I mean, even with a... I forgot the ability of Greninja. Even with the ability, that's 60, 140 plus 80. Oh, that's 220 exactly. Whoops. Alright. Roaring Skies. There you go. Roaring Skies. No Dragon IDX for standard recovery? Not really, because... I mean, you just play 4 Shaman, right? I think that's fine. Okay, so we're definitely gonna get End here. Yep. I don't think you need Dragon IDX. Yeah, Roaring Skies. Roaring Skies. You guys are correct. Roaring Skies indeed. So, I mean, Greninja definitely has room, always has room essentially in Expanded, but it's also not... I feel like the HPs are getting too high for Greninja to cope with. I think that's my overall feeling for the deck. Okay, so we get Moonlight Slashed for 60. So we have another knockout. Okay, I definitely want to get my Mega Ray back. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna get back the Mega Ray. We are going to Trainer's Mail. 4 special charge. That's really solid. The fact that I got this was also very, very clutch. Right? And then we will go ahead and... Oh, I guess I could have attacked with this guy to not give up the 2 prizes. But it's fine. I don't mind. Like, if my opponent gets greedy and knocks me out to get 2 prizes, then I get to draw extra cards. Or find a supporter. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. I do have 1 Colress left in the deck, I think. Okay, we're gonna get End again, as expected. I do have Shamans for recovery. We're definitely getting knocked out, right? That's for sure. That's for sure. We've used up our Dowsing Machine and our Rescue Stretcher, so we need this Ray to get all the prizes. And there we go, right? That is certainly a good prize. I mean, that is certainly a good card, rather. And Paul McGann, I can share the lists, of course, after we are done playing with the deck. I'm happy to share the list. Yeah, Greninja was really good at the time it came out. It was definitely really, really good. Okay, so my opponent not taking away the Sky Field. Well, there you go. All right. So, what's the last card in his hand? Shadow Stitching. All right. So that is certainly annoying. That was insane. Now I'm getting very lucky. Yeah, it's important to admit when you are the one that's getting insanely lucky. That was a broken top deck. And I'm the one that's getting very lucky right now. It seems like it's about to stop though. Unless my opponent chooses not to Shadow Stitch me for the KO, which I would imagine he is. Right? Maybe Greensword. Greensword is pretty solid. I think Greensword with 4 power plants and 4 power plants and 4 reset stamp is extremely powerful. As long as there's no Malamar, right? If there's no Malamar, then that's a really good play. If there is, then you're in a little bit of trouble. Then you are in a little bit of trouble. Oh, but my opponent decides to retreat, however. He did have the stadium immediately. That's crazy. He just drew like all the stadiums at once. But I also top decked pretty nicely. So there we see the dive ball. How many stadiums am I down? Only 2, right? Oh no, I am down 3 stadiums so far. So I have 1 stadium left. But you can see Greninja in its natural habitat, which is dead drawing. You can see Greninja in its natural habitat, which is dead drawing. And see, even my opponent, we're both dead drawing, kind of. Double Greninja break, that's scary. That is very scary. Alright, so VS Seeker it is. VS Seeker for Colress. Am I going to get decked out? I would hope not, right? I would hope not. I'm not gonna use the Ultra Ball. Okay, so I do get the triple. That's huge, right? That is huge. Am I going to get End again? No more Starmie for my opponent. No energies for him. That's really sad. If he had any basic energy available, I think he might have won. Well, it sounds like everyone's run-of-the-mill League Cups, right? Okay, so I need my Skyfield to win. I need my Skyfield, so I need to know if it's in the deck. It is in the deck, so as long as I draw my whole deck, I am fine here. So how do I go about that? I can Field Blower these two. So I Colress for 6. Therefore, if I Ultra Ball the Mega Ray and this guy, and I fail that, and then I bench this, and then I Colress, I just need Trainer's Mail or the Skyfield to not be bottom 2. Because I did have 2, no, I had 1 energy left too. So my last energy gets me my last prize card. Insane. We literally used essentially every card at our disposal. Every single card at our disposal. So obviously this deck struggles when you're up against non-GX decks. And I will say that having played the Expanded Ladder lately, it doesn't seem like a lot of people are using tag team decks. It definitely doesn't seem like a lot of people are using tag team decks overall, right? Overall. All right. All right. All right. So I do get to win the coin flip. That's awesome. And this is a pretty solid start, especially with the Spirit Link on a Ray. That's the dream. Starting Ray is uncommon for this deck because you do have so many basic Pokemon. All right. Okay, so that's Nisil. Not sure what it indicates. I am going to have to use Marshadow, however, here. So I think benching the Makiarna makes sense. Let loose turn 1. I'm sure a lot of people really miss that. I certainly don't. Oh. Well, that's a hand. I guess that's a hand. Last copy run in, top 8. I was right on Zork Mail. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that, Iverserk, I think. I remember you telling me about that. Okay, so this Ultra top deck, very nice. So Zork Weavile. I feel like I don't want to... I mean, I'm getting a KO here, which is great. I don't want to get rid of my triples. Right? Every triple counts for so much. So much. I do have my special charge available. That's good. No triples are priced either. That's also very good. So losing a Skyfield is not ideal, but losing the Via Seeker, not a big deal. So I'll do this, and then I'll Mega Evolve without losing my turn. I'll attach, and then I'll set up. And then if I get another Mega Ray, I can change clothes, put this back, and attach it here, which is really awesome. I think I'm just gonna Cold Rest. I'll keep the Trainer's Mail as a Trainer's Mail for options later on. And alright. So we have guaranteed knockouts. I do like the idea of doing this and setting up the other Mega Ray already. Right? I certainly like that. There was also merit to establishing the Grimer that turn. Just once again, I feel like this deck definitely wants the Psychic type Grimer, not the Dark type Grimer. And choice band here, and then let's set up for even more cards. The guy isn't playing Bridget. I mean, I actually think, the more I think about it, like Professor M's Lecture makes sense if you're playing Execute, because it's much better later on, like you're, but I mean, yeah, you can't search for Sudowoodo, you can't search for Oranguru. It's weird. It's definitely weird. And then we'll Emerald Break for the KO. Do I want to go overboard with the Tetene? I don't think I need to. Now that Via Seeker does mean that I can Cold Rest again. So we did a Cherish Ball for Zork. The ability Weavile would have just been immediate knockout though, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a 50 damage, indeed. I guess he had the DC, so he wanted to use them. There's the Weavile. The Evil Admonition Weavile, something we have to potentially play around at some point. So I could Field Blower away this in order to get rid of ability Pokemon, but then I won't have abilities myself, so probably not. Why not Dragon Ray to search it with Treasure? That's also potentially better, right? That is true, David. That is true. The Dragon Ray might actually be better because you can treasure for it. That is 100% right. Playing Judge makes no sense. Why would you play Judge? Judge Whistle, I guess you have extra Via Seekers, but meh. Not a great idea. Okay, so probably gonna lose the Choice Band and the Skyfield. No. Wait, what? Just the Choice Band? What? Why wouldn't you remove this? Oh well. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Pokemon on my bench. That's 230 damage exactly. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change clothes, get back that, and put it here. And we're gonna Choice Band here. Then we're gonna Ultra Ball away these two for the Execute, I guess. And then I'm just gonna Via Seeker Cold Rest for a lot. Misclick? Misclick, maybe, yeah. Maybe he just didn't click or forgot to click. What does Karen do? Karen puts each player shuffles all Pokemon in his or her discard pile into his or her deck. Yeah. So that's an anti-Mew Mew, anti-Night March, anti-Vespiquen card. Or he wants more bench Pokemon for Raichu's beating. I mean, he only had 5, so meh. He probably didn't want me discarding Pokemon so that his Weavile can still KO. But I mean, at least remove the Spirit Link, right? I think that's the key part. At least remove the Spirit Link. And then I think I just KO here. I don't see... Well, I can treasure away the Execute to have access to it later. Maybe I set up the Grimer, actually. Maybe that's what I do. I'll set up the Grimer. Just in case my opponent decides to be fancy and play Sudowoodo, I can immediately shut it down. And then we'll Emerald Break. Well, not immediately. If he plays Sudowoodo plus N plus KO, that could be problematic. But we'll see. We know he has a Sycamore in his hand, so he might not N because he decided for whatever reason to bench the Lele preemptively. There's the Weavile, there's the Dark, there's the Sycamore. So we are going down, not the end of the world like I said. Important to find the Rescue Stretcher, right? In order to be able to close out the game, we do need that third attacker. And it's like, even if he wants the extra bench Pokemon for Raichu's beating, his maximum damage output is 210 with Zorg, and Mega Ray has 220 damage. I mean, 220 HP, so doesn't make much sense, right? Doesn't make much sense. Alright, so... Alright, definitely attaching here. Definitely gonna do this, and I can get rid of the compressor. Probably the other Spirit Link, and I guess that's it. And then I'm going to Colress. Yeah, let's Colress. I want my Stretcher. That's the one card I'm looking for. There we go. To make sure I have another attacker set up to close out the game. And the special charge is also extremely nice. Now I can put the 2 triples that I have used so far back into the deck, really increasing my chances of being able to outright win here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Pokemon with abilities. If I do set up Muk, I guess he can't return KO with Weavile. So I guess that's what I go for. There was the Muk. I'm down all my Ultra Volts, so I should have checked that before I used the Trainer's Mail. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're thinking like I'm thinking, Berserk. I'm gonna use Muk to shut off the Weavile. That makes all the sense in the world. So let's go prop. Now I might get judged or end, so maybe I should thin. Right, like the field blower. Seems good. Let's grab the Muk. Yeah, I basically want my deck to be VS Seekers and triples. That's all I want. And with the Muk, I'm no longer afraid of Weavile. Right? I am certainly no longer afraid of the Weavile. So I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. If I get end down to 2, it's fine. It is fine. Assuming my opponent is also playing Skyfield, right? We haven't seen any sort of stadium. And yeah, my opponent immediately promotes Weavile, so he doesn't know that Muk shuts off my abilities. Therefore, Evil Admonition will not KO me. Now, if I hadn't played the Muk, I would win anyways, because I would just top deck whatever, and then if it's not a triple, I would go Guzma into a GX, and then it change into a triple. Now we do get judged as expected. We find VS Seeker and triple, so that's gonna be the game. That should be the game. That should be the game. Yep. Only 50 damage. Only Muk's ability is active. We have the Guzma, we have the triple, and that will be GG. Paul McKenna, yes, Mega Ray, you can evolve it right away. That is correct. The issue is because it's a Mega Pokemon, your turn ends, right? Unless you have the Spirit Link. So actually at the beginning of that game, since I had the Spirit Link, I was able to Mega Evolve immediately. So that is correct. Yeah, that is correct. Okay, so the Mega Ray deck honestly worked decent. I would have loved to face off against a tag team deck, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. Like I said, it's not super common for tag team decks to show up in the expanded ladder as of late. which is pretty interesting, right? Pretty not what I would expect in terms of going into a new meta when the latest 3 sets have featured so many very powerful tag teams. But anyways, that will be all for me today. Yeah, that will be all for me today. Someone wanted to see the list, so I can showcase it right here again. If I remember, I'll put it in the description and below. If I forget, just put a comment, remind me, and I'll put it. Very easy to do. This is the list that I just played. I would definitely switch this for a Psychic type Grimer, and maybe the colorless race for Dragon type race, since like before Intensifying Burn was potentially a decent attack. Now there's no EXs you can attack with, so or you can attack to, and you don't even have any energy to power up, so you might as well just play the Dragon, Rayquaza EX, and the Psychic Alolan Grimer so that you can treasure for them much easier. So what is Guzmahala going to replace? I mean, I don't think it's going to replace anything. It's just going to be included into decks like Mew Mew. In this deck, it could be really nice. You could get the Spirit Link, the Skyfield, and the Triple, right? Which is pretty cool. In Expanded, any DC deck can probably make use of Guzmahala. Direct search for DC is always nice, rather than hoping to draw it off of Sycamores or trades. I don't know, Guzmahala seems like one of the best supporters from the new set, but that will be all for me. Thanks so much for watching. If you're live watching on YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out today. If you are watching later on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like. It really helps the channel. Don't forget to support our sponsors of the channel as well. Don't forget to support the sponsors of the channel as well. Doesn't seem to be rotating anymore. I don't know why. There we go. So yeah, that will be all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys. Catch you beautiful people. Maybe tomorrow. I do have some things. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I think I might have a broken toe. I'm not sure yet. I guess I'll find out tomorrow. It hurts a lot, but other than that, yeah, I think I'll have time to stream tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow on the stream. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.